you all stand in shock, astonishment. Uther, you're looking at your weapon, just seeing the blood drip from it, as you see the face of Davius lying on the ground.
What the fuck?
What do you guys want to do?
Mary's kind of just walking to the body, and just you can hear him just kind of mumbling underneath his breath, kind of first winged creatures. We got zombie, Raven's Guild, and now this. Something's going on.
You do inspect the body.
Yep, that's what I was trying
Yeah.
to do.
Okay.
Can I inspect it?
Yeah, roll investigation.
Uther's walking over here with the captain.
Alright.
His weapon dangling at his side.
As you look over the cliff, you see the smashed body into the ice down below. But you notice that the body didn't go so deep into the ice, so it looks like whatever's underneath the ice isn't that deep in perspective. 18. As you're searching the body, you notice that there is a sigil that's embedded into the chest of Davius. You can see burn marks that are cast around, and it looks like something was pressed in to the body. You also notice, you can see obviously the mace marks where Uther smashed, but you see that the eyes are vacant and void, like almost as cataracts had covered over Davius's eyes within less than 24 hours after he's missing.
What's the sigil look like?
Sigil is a circle. It goes into a complete spiral, and at the end, there's a skull in the middle.
Am I able to take it out?
You just gonna and rip.
I mean, I don't even want to rip it, but I just want to at least, see if there's a way to,
A gentle touch.
gentle
So
kind
you're
of
gonna tug on it just a little bit.
Yeah, see if I can
Okay.
get it out.
It's embedded.
It's like
pretty-
it's in there. Good.
It's in there.
Like, is it thick?
You can't tell. Like you can't going like it definitely looks like it's embedded into his rib cage because like your fingers won't go past the lip into the bone.
Ooh. Is it something that we should take?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Let's gather anything on there that we can look at for other use.
Pale skin. Can you get that out?
Is there any use for the armor? Or he's-
Well, I just walk over and take one of my hand axes and use that to pry it out
So you're gonna like dig in and pry out
with. Methodically.
methodically.
Yes.
Okay. Roll a medicine check. All right. You stick the. You can hear just the crunch in the bone, just as it goes in, and as you start to pop. Roll a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, use my good dice for this one. Yeah, nat 20, baby.
As you stick in, it pops open, and immediately, as soon as it pops open, this large, massive spirit flies out of the chest and immediately wraps itself around you, like almost like suffocating air. And you can hear it over and over again saying, let me in, as it's spinning around you, but you're able to push off and flies off into the distance.
Going
Oh.
to. That's your turn. Just gonna take a piece of cloth.
Yeah.
Wrap that up tight.
Just kind of like, mostly gonna kind of like hold it in my palm.
Unbothered by it. Just
Yeah.
pulling it out.
Yeah. But. Is there, now that it's out, is there anything else on there that I can see now that I couldn't before?
On the opposite side is the same thing, but you can see that it was melded into the flesh and bone of the carcass of the body. So, but it's the same on both sides.
Do I have any idea what this could be?
Roll an Arcana check.
Can I roll 2 as an assist or?
Absolutely. 12. The only thing that you recognize is the skull is the same imprint from the skulls that you guys have seen earlier.
Are those bodies around or did they
Or did
disappear?
they disappear?
What happened to those 3
Roll a
bodies?
perception check.
Can we go back for a second?
You start looking around and you notice that all of the bodies that you guys are gone. Like
Except for-
as you turn and you look, you notice it's not Davius anymore. In fact, the skin turned to a pale green. And immediately you notice that there's no nose to this creature and that its eyes are now fully white.
So it's not Davius.
It is kind of
We have a choice now. Clearly there was some ill intentions underneath this activity, and a third of their party kept marching back towards that pathetic excuse for a village. So do we keep going towards the caverns? Because they're already far ahead of us, and we know there's no one there to protect them but a fairy who couldn't even protect our captain.
Mary's kind of just stand there. He's probably just kind of crosses his arms. There's too much mystery to this whole thing. We got orders directly from the king to push forward. I feel like there might be a bigger picture here that might warrant us going forward instead of backwards. We might, to save a few people now, we might risk something bigger later.
Luther like stomps forward as he's cleaning his waist right up to Marius. He puts it in his belt.
check the body and see what else is on there. Keep
Okay.
that patch.
As you say, Captain,
It rolled for
and I stand by
investigation.
my decision, but I apologize for disobeying a command.
Actually, if anything, you saw something I didn't. I am the one that missed it. I feel like I need to make it up to everyone to make better decisions in the future. And by the way,
Let's go
Luther,
save the village.
maybe we should put that to a vote for everybody.
So as you can kind of hear the group kind of bickering back and forth on what is the right thing to do, you immediately notice that underneath
Without that, we're more
this
than enough
cloak,
for you guys.
this thing is completely without any underwear, but they don't have any viable organs or anything that are in view. But you do notice that it's just pale screen. You notice that the hands can join together, making only 3 fingers. And you also discovered in the inside of the cloak was a pouch. And there's a black powder in that pouch.
Okay. No, I'm gonna start the pouch. I'll lift the pouch, just maybe look into it, but I'm not gonna touch it or sniff it or anything.
You just open it up and you can kind of see the black powder sparkle a little bit in the winter sunlight, but you don't know what it is.
Okay, I'll just wrap it up and pocket it.
Okay.
Put it with the little insignia that we pulled off of.
Okay.
And how far down is the cliff where the other body landed?
So about 15 feet.
Is there a trail that goes down and around?
Yes. You have to go back the way that you came in, or forward, down and around.
How before we decide whether or not to head back, we check out the other body? There might be something useful, some information or something on it. If someone wants to follow me down there and take a look at the body.
I'll go down there with you.
Yeah.
Does
You're not-
anybody need healing in the meantime?
Hey Jasper, can I see
Yeah,
your
I have
hit
those.
points?
But I also have
I'll show you the powder.
a.
Don't touch.
Oh, I've
I
got
want to
one.
look at the powder.
Okay. All right.
I have 4 healing.
She's gonna, I'm just gonna touch it.
You're gonna touch it.
So I'm gonna open it up and
Stick your finger down in
just
that.
a little bit, just,
All right. You kind of it feels moist,
okay.
but it's but like at the same time, like if you put your hand in and pull it out, the sand doesn't adhese itself to you, but it definitely feels.
Is it anything I've ever felt or seen before? Does it smell?
You gonna smell it?
Yeah. I'm gonna like do like this and,
All right. Roll a Constitution saving throw.
oh Jesus. 12.
12. Okay. All right, you take a big whiff, and as soon as you take a big whiff of it, you guys all of a sudden see you kind of just fall over.
Sniff.
You smell. You smelled it. You fell down.
She said I wasn't inhaling it.
Fall over and what?
You're unconscious.
Great.
Can you wake her up?
All right.
I'm gonna run over to her
Okay.
and, just kind of
Yeah.
shake her.
All right.
I'm fine now.
Nothing happens. She doesn't wake up.
Just kind
Am I breathing?
You are alive. Yes.
Okay, I'm just
You are just unconscious.
KSO.
like I'm just like
Positive O sign.
I'm slapping that sheet.
Yeah.
Is she breathing?
She's breathing.
Okay.
Looks like she's just knocked out cold.
Put her on her side. She's fine.
Look, take the little baggie back and put it back away.
Okay. Roll a perception check.
Nat 20.
Woo!
Hot.
As you pick up the bag, you instantly realize that it's lighter.
Uh-oh.
I'll tell Luther that.
Do we have smelling salts or some kind?
So-
like,
When I first grabbed this bag, there was some touch to it. And she took a little sniff out of it, passed out, and now this weighs about half as much, you think?
Mm-hmm.
About half as much.
Let me see. Let me see. It's like a two-use pouch. Can I? Sorry. Nothing's gonna.
It sounded great.
No, love it.
He's gonna
four.
take out
Check on
Yeah.
that.
his
I would've put it
sensor and start lighting. And by his sensor, I mean his empty lantern, which he uses as well. And wave it back and forth so that there's smoke, and he pulls up some of his cloak around his mouth, and then he'll find a rock and like set it out, and then like tease it open and peer inside.
Pale skin roll perception check.
Nice. 15.
As Uther starts this ritual, all of a sudden you see Uther's hand just go. Roll an Arcana check. Matthew.
Natural 20.
Yeah. Jeez, you guys are bringing it. Hopefully you don't get in combat tonight. Roll a bunch of natural ones. So, as soon as you are swinging, all of a sudden you just hear the words start to whisper in your head. Possession, dark matter. And immediately you pause and you're just like, shit.
That's good music for that too. Jeez.
What is it, Marius? Or marriage?
Uther.
Dark magic. This.
And I close it, but I just toss it back to you. And I look around at Ruthina.
She's under control now. I think our own. Perhaps not.
Could I tell whether this magic was connected to just the substance or whether the substance connected to something farther away? Okay.
Whatever these things were, whether it was once her captain or simply wearing his face, they were not of their own minds. And neither is she.
Can you do anything to counter
No
it?
one snort any more lines. I'm saying.
Just say no kids.
we need to wake her up.
Well, can you counter it?
Do I think I can do that?
How do you want to do it?
I think I walk over to Nathaniel's body and set her back on her back. And I'm going to sort of prepare by like I'm preparing for a ritual, or more so like I'm preparing someone for death.
Okay.
And as I do that, I'm starting to mutter, and perhaps everyone's only catching like words,
Roll a religion check.
a little bit of what I'm saying.
but I'm tying together the process of like endings and beginnings, and I want to cast Ceremony. My religion check is a 10.
Your religion check is a 10. As you're kind of trying to set up the scene to do something, you notice that the wind is starting to pick up, and everything that you set up in the ceremony area keeps getting blown over and is unable to sustain enough area for you to set up the ceremony.
Okay.
Perhaps we should.
No, I can't.
What if we were to set up camp somewhere, find some cover?
Mayhaps if we try again later. There doesn't seem to be much shelter outside of the trees.
Well then, for now, let's.
Didn't
How
you see
long?
the shelter on the other side of the bridge?
There is.
Was there
Before we head over there, let's go check out that other body. See if-
How long do we have before she wakes up?
Star Wars scroll. Untana, roll Constitution saving throw.
Stay asleep.
Oh shit. 6.
All of a sudden, after smelling this strange powder, you wake up and you find yourself sitting in your room back home. You're sitting there and you're packing up your belongings. It's the day that you're supposed to leave for the Order of the Raven. You look at the letter, excited, scared, curious, and then you hear at your door, Unthaina, it is time to take our leave. Stone's voice rings out through the room. What do you want to do?
I thought you weren't going with me.
I am not, but your carriage awaits. Doesn't even make any sense why they would pick someone of your culture to be a part of the Ravens.
Something's not right. That you don't. Stone, that doesn't sound like you.
What do you mean it does not sound like me? I've been your caretaker for years. You don't recognize my own voice. Open the door.
Say something only Stone would know.
Something that only Stone would know. Your mother is Shagar. No one else in this godforsaken village knows. Only me, the one that was forced to take you in.
You don't need to wait for me. I'll go on my own.
I'm going to wait for you. Open the door. You must listen to your orders.
So in my room, there's a window.
Mm-hmm. There's two.
I'm gonna look out the window and see if I can see anything.
As you look out the window, you notice it's a beautiful sunny day. You see the village all there. You look down at the front. You can see the front of Stone's house. You see that there's a black carriage waiting there with the emblem of the Order of the Raven on the door. They're here to pick you up. You see the village, a lot of people standing by as they're there to wish you off because you were one of the chosen one from their village. Some are more elated that it was you because A, you're no longer in their village, but B, none of their children were chosen to go and be a part of the Order of Raven. Some were there in support because you represent who they are, and others just pure curiosity. But the crowd slowly starts to gather, and then again you hear, "Open the door!"
She's gonna sneak out the window.
Okay.
She's going out the window.
All right.
Something doesn't seem right to her.
Roll a strength check.
Nat 20.
All right.
Plus 30.
So you easily you pop open the window, and as soon as you pop open the window, the glass breaks and shatters. Unthaina, what are you doing? You're like so strong, you just kind of.
Yeah. Stone, just leave me alone. I just need to think through some things. I'll go on my own.
Your carriage is waiting. I'll be downstairs. And then a few moments later, you hear as he's thudding his way down the stairs.
I'm going out the window.
You're gonna go out the window?
Yeah.
All right, so you're 2 stories up.
Yeah.
All right, so how are you going out the window?
Well, is there a tree nearby?
No.
Okay. Well, when I imagined my room, I was nestled up against a chimney.
Mhm.
And so I would like to try to like come out and kind of like
Okay.
hug the chimney and kind of like
Yeah. Roll an
shimmy my
athletics
way
check.
down. 11.
11. You start to reach out, and as you reach out, all of a sudden you realize you lose your balance. You start to stumble and fall. Roll dexterity saving throw.
5.
You step out and you fall out of the window. As you fall, all of a sudden you feel this overwhelming nauseous feeling of everything starting to spin. So you start hearing a voice and you feel nauseous and everything starts to spin in the voice. Let me in, let me in. And all of a sudden you look and the ground starts to shoot up closer as this black portal opens and you fall in. Star Wars roll back. Roll another perception check. Pale face, pale skin.
Yes.
I'm like right next to her. Like
All right, roll a perception check.
13.
13.
4.
All right. Pale skin, you notice, you see her head go.
Something's happening to her.
Perhaps we should put her in restraints temporarily till we know what's going on.
Or just go ahead and finish her off.
No,
No.
you're not gonna finish
She's
her
one,
off.
she's one of us. That's not gonna happen.
She's not of her own mind.
She can't carry her own weight, and she's dead weight up here.
No.
Well, for right now, let's just bind her with some rope. I'm gonna go ahead and check the body down below.
And while all this is going on, the guys in gold are closer and closer to the village.
Paleskin, follow the captain. If we're all dead by the time you're back, then you'll know who it was.
Fine.
So I'm gonna start going on that trail, going around.
Down to the captain?
Yeah, right next to that really creepy cave that I'm worried something's gonna pop out of. Actually, I'm pretty sure something.
All right. All right. So you, as you're traveling, it becomes very slick and icy. Roll a dexterity check.
While they're going off on the
7.
Okay. All right. 7. You slip and fall onto the ground. Yeah. What are you doing?
Is the half giant's body still there?
Yes.
I want to go inspect it.
Okay. All right. Roll investigation check.
12.
12. All right. So as you start, you kind of start looking at the giant. You notice like his head is just completely caved in and like into his neck, into his shoulder blades. But as you're kind of going through the armor, you notice something very strange underneath. You notice that his body is emaciated. There's no muscles. It's just skin and bone. There's multiple bruises. But for a half giant, you would definitely expect more, especially one that talked the game he did.
Just take that in. I don't say anything.
Okay. All right.
Do I find anything on his body?
Nothing of importance, no. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I was just hanging out with the possessed thing just to make sure nothing goes haywire, and I'm kind of freaked out.
Okay.
And just on edge because
While Marius was, going, I would obviously be like securing her.
it's
Yeah.
very clear that I can't go back to the village on my own because no one's coming with me.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, I'm just
So,
hanging out, making
You're
sure.
freaked out but kind of frustrated at the same time.
Yeah.
Standing over there that like the village is in danger, like your instinct is telling you it is,
Mhm.
and no one's listening to you, and at the same time you have this pent up frustration that Marius was chosen over you. You're kind of just huffing and puffing at the same time. You're just in the back of your mind, you're like, something is not right.
Oh yes, absolutely.
I didn't want all that drama.
All right, Uther, what are you doing?
I mean, I think I let them take care of Umdina.
Okay.
Once it was clear that I wouldn't be able to assist it. The elements are making it too difficult to prepare us for the ceremony. Has anybody heard from Marius? Has he returned yet?
No, I'm getting up after falling down.
All right,
You wouldn't have been like,
survival check.
help!
Five.
5. You like your hands are so cold from the you can't tie the ropes to secure Dinah.
Everything seems okay up here, so I'm gonna go.
Do I see that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, so I go over there to assist.
Roll survival.
18 plus 2 is it 20?
20. Okay. All right. So you kind of see him. He's struggling. He's trying to warm up his hands. You just kind of walk over, and because this is your nature, your realm, you just walk over, look at Jasper, and just keep your eyes on him as you're just tying that rope.
Yeah, if we were on a boat, this would be totally different.
So her feet, or what are you binding? Are you binding her feet and hands? Or are you using feet?
Hands and feet.
Okay. All right. All right. She's bound pretty tightly. Kata, what are you doing?
Well, we need to take her somewhere where we can try to stabilize her, so that Uther can try again soon. Wasn't there some type of shelter at the bottom of the hill? Did someone say that?
There
I didn't
was a
see.
cave where the captain fell, and then there was a campfire with a person across the river.
I think the campfire might be a good idea.
I think right now we need to take care of one of our own. We should find shelter
The cave down there.
and take care of her.
Let's see what Marius has figured out with the captain, and then we'll move to the camp from there.
All right,
You take
Marius.
the live body, I'll
You're
take the
lying
dead
there in
body.
embarrassment, your butt sore from landing on the ice, and you're just staring up. It's seeing the snow fall and the gray clouds just move over the top of the canopy of sky. What do you want to do?
You're from on top of the cliff. Marius, what news?
Give me a second. I fell. Let me get my footing.
You just hear Kaida.
You fell too.
It wasn't even
I'm
icy.
just
It
kinda
wasn't even
kidding.
ice when you fell.
All right.
She's gonna give Uther a look.
He's gonna pull out like a dagger, kind of roll around, try to get like
Okay.
a stability a little bit,
Okay.
and get come up to his feet.
Roll a acrobatics check at an advantage.
That was the wrong direction.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, 15.
So you stabilize yourself up, and you stand up, and your feet are just. You notice that it's like just sheets of ice, including covering over the stone and rock pathway that are there. You can see his body just lying there in a pool of blood that's into the water that he broke through the ice. But you see also the stone door, and it's complete pitch black inside that stone door. You notice though
The
that
cave
a lot
door?
of the wind and the breeze is going into this door. So there's definitely most likely a thoroughway or a through.
Okay. Before I check that out, can I notice a safe way to get around to the captain's body? Like, can I kind of go? Yeah, I'm assuming it's like a pond or something like that that's frozen over. I want to kind of go around the edge and very slowly work my way over to the body.
So how would you want to do that? Like, what are your thought process on thinking getting over there?
Kind of facing the wall, kind of like with my hands like this, trying to like, as I go, trying to look for a little crevice of rock or something, kind of like hold on to just in case I do break through, and just
Yeah.
very slowly work my way around.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Roll athletics check, but do it as advantage as you've secured yourself.
4.
4 total. All right. You slip and fall, and this time, as you're holding onto the ledge, you slip and fall, and your face just drags against the side. Boom, 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 boom. You lose 1 hit point of scrape damage.
Is that the side of my face with the scar? Or,
Yes. All right. Dinah, roll a Constitution saving throw.
8.
All right. All of a sudden you wake up and you hear the roar of the battlefield surrounding you. You see a giant black dragon fly over the top. The sky is a dark crimson red. Smoke, flesh, blood, all of it fills your nose as you fill your senses. You stand up, but as you stand up, you see multiple warriors, but you are looking way up at the top of them. Like you're from the ground, standing up, you're looking as this battle is raging and ensuing. You see a village off to your right that is just on fire. You hear people screaming, and you notice that there are these hideous monsters with wings that you have never seen before in your entire life, fighting this army in this middle of this battle. What do you want to do?
What's the landscape?
Landscape, it looks very much like your hometown.
So there's an army up on a hill and they're fighting these winged.
No, they're level with you, but you're looking up to them as you stood up, which is strange because you're tall.
Okay.
Is it like looking up at like him, or like looking up at someone even bigger than him?
Imagine you're 4 years old and you're looking up to your dad.
So they're tall.
Mm-hmm. The monster's tall. Everybody's
How
big
close
around
are
you.
they?
Like you're like in the middle of the battle. It's all you hear, just fight constantly happening.
I'm going to look for a safe place to hide.
Okay. All right. Roll a perception check.
14 plus 6.
Okay. So as you start moving around, you hear yourself kind of, but it's very like high pitched. You look down at your hands and you notice you have small children hands. They're your hands. You can see your orc colored skin. You look down, you notice also that you are covered in a cashmere outfit that's dirty. You see scratches and cuts down this, but you realize that you are no longer adult Dinah, but child Dinah.
Just a baby.
I'm going to back away from whatever's going on.
All right. As you start to step away, you put your hands down, you look up, you start to step away, and you bump into something that's directly behind you.
Can I feel what it is, but without turning around?
As you roll a perception check, like you can feel it, but let's see if you can tell what it is by just feeling.
7 plus 6.
7 plus 6. You notice that it's a wheel, a wooden wheel that you've bumped into.
Turn around.
As soon as you turn around, you look, you see this magnificent carriage that has just been completely destroyed. You see fire coming from it, and you see a hand laying outside of the carriage. A woman's hand just coming outside of the door.
What's it look like?
It's orc.
Is it gloved?
Mm-mm.
Who's in there?
There's no response.
I'm gonna ask again. Hello?
No response.
What's the rest of the wagon carriage thing look like?
You notice that on most of the wooden panels, there is all kinds of red. You see a royal symbol of a staff with a serpent wrapped around it, kind of on the carriage door that is just hanging there in the wind, only on one hinge. You can see that it's starting to catch even more on fire, and smoke is starting to billow out of the door in the carriage, and you just see the hand
I'm
dangling
gonna
there.
turn around and run. Sort of dodge in between people's legs and
Okay.
run through the crowd and
Okay, all right. Roll a athletics check.
9.
All right. So you start running into the battle, and as soon as you run into the battle, you just feel this brunt force hit you, knocks you to the ground about 5 feet, and you slam. Breath just leaves your body as you're gasping for air because the wind has just been knocked out of you. You look up and you see one of these winged beasts, just hooves of a horse, head of a serpent, its claws massive and giant, and it brings off this huge battle axe and it starts to bring it up to you, and as soon as it brings up to you, all of a sudden everything just goes black, and you hear your mom's voice. Back. All right, what are you guys doing?
I have picked up Dinah's body,
Okay.
and I'm just walking down the path towards the cabin because I'm not waiting around and not doing anything while Marius plays, finds some loot, and no one else is going with me to the village to save the people.
Okay.
So it's time to do something.
Okay. So you're heading that way or heading back towards
I'm
the
heading
village?
down the path towards this.
All right. Luther.
Let's wait for Marius.
He just has her on his shoulder and he's just ignoring you. As you're carrying her down the steps, you just feel her body shudder for a second.
Jasper, will you make sure he doesn't kill her?
Absolutely. I'm gonna go with them.
So like I said, Paleface was walking down, you felt her body shudder in your hands for a second, like just twitch.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Kaida, it's your choice. I'll go check on Marius. You can come with, or help Jasper control him.
I'm gonna go with Nirvana.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna go follow Marius' path.
All right. So you guys move down towards the bridge. All right. So you make your way down, and you get down to the pond. You see Marius holding his face, sitting on his knees, just kind of sitting there.
The weight of leadership finally
You-
bearing down upon you.
You haven't stepped towards the pond yet, but you're just kind of right there in the snow still.
You actually say that?
Yes.
I'm like, no, Luther, it was just the rock face.
Just as raw as What have you found?
I'm still trying to get over to the body. It's on the other side of this frozen pond.
Yes, just the job for an older man.
Perhaps you're more graceful and not as heavy as I am in this armor.
Okay. I have medium armor. Sorry. The water's clearly not deep. We established that. Because his body's kind of more towards the center. Yeah.
It's like, I hope the fire's still burning when we get there.
And I'm just gonna wade towards the body.
All right. So you're gonna head towards the body. Roll a acrobatics check. 6. You slip and fall as soon as you land with a thud, and it breaks some ice, and just you sink in a little bit, and now you just feel the cold of the water start to just penetrate over your body. You notice that it's maybe 16 inches deep.
I'm gonna stand up and.
All right.
He's like, all right.
I know, I've made my bed.
Marius, what are you gonna do?
This is not Uther's day.
Luther, you want me to throw you a rope to tie around the body? Yes.
I lift my head up and look at him.
It's not even knee deep, Marius. It's just cold.
And right after he says that, I just start stomping forward straight into it, just not even saying a word.
All right, so you get up and you just go into the
I just
pond.
go right in.
Roll an acrobatics check.
I'm standing up in the
With
background.
advantage?
Just like,
No, not because I check 2. As soon as you get up and you get mad, you're just frustrated. You start walking towards the body and just.
You roll 20s on stuff. Oh my
It's like
All right,
Three
after
Stooges
that, I'm gonna
episode.
roll over and grab my knives and just.
Are we serious
Yes.
about this bond?
Jasper, what are we doing?
But look at all this stuff we found in the other body.
I was
We don't know-
following down with them. So,
All right. So you're walking beside and you kind of hear Baleskin just. As he's like, you could tell he's visibly frustrated. Like as you're kind of walking down, you can kind of hear him huffing and puffing.
all right. I'm gonna talk to him for just a minute as we're walking. I was like, look, I understand you're pissed. I understand you're not happy. We have to take care of our teammates though, and try to persuade them to chill, freak out.
Roll persuasion check.
19.
19. All right. What is your constitution?
Straight up, my constitution is 15.
15. Okay.
Yeah.
So you can roll a competitive check to see. So roll and see if you can beat him.
11,
Plus your Constitution modifier.
13.
So yeah, no. So as he's talking, you kind of feel this sense and reason. You're still frustrated. But you're not like the rage in you is not starting to build up.
Right. And I just respond with somebody has to do something.
And
We
we
are
are
doing-
taking care of.
That's why I'm taking her. That's why I'm taking her to the cabin
Marius will catch up in a moment.
for Uther to do his thing inside, out of the wind.
Uther's using his base to stand up. Use your knees.
You three get to the bridge. What do you want to do?
Let's see.
When I get to the bridge, I'm gonna look where I saw my mom.
Okay.
I'm just gonna kind of stop,
Mhm.
and I'm just gonna stare.
Okay.
I'm staring like she's just gonna come back.
All right. You kind of reach to the bridge first, and Jasper and Paleskin, you notice that she just kind of stops and is just staring out across the bridge. You guys can see the wind blowing snow across the frozen river below. You see the bridge swaying ever so slightly in that breeze. You guys have noticed that the snow is starting to fall heavier, but not violently. So the storm that is above you, though depositing a lot of snow, is not turbulent.
Do like a nature check.
Mm-hmm. You get to roll at advantage as this is your chosen terrain.
19, 20.
20. As you look up at the sky, you immediately know that there's at least probably going to be a foot or more of snow getting ready to fall within the next hour. So you know it's about to get even more treacherous for you guys to travel, just simply by the energy wasted that you guys are going to have to cut through the snow.
Time to get inside, everyone. Bottom's about to come out, and we're all tired.
So you two don't hear any of this. So
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm gonna not look to see what they kind of turn in their direction and yell at them. Come on, guys, we gotta go. Time's wasted.
all right. As you start to bellow a little bit, it just barely just carries because there's so much
Wind noise.
wind noise and interference from the storm. The Uthers, they're both technically in the pond.
Just tripping and falling over each other.
Okay.
I honestly didn't think this was going to be this bad. This
You're like 30 years younger than me.
Well, and I got knives. I'm just, because I try to keep my composure, but at this point,
You're just
I'm
mad.
starting to lose it a little
You're
bit.
frustrated. You're
So
mad.
I'm on my knees with knives.
You're just kind of breaking the ice and just it keeps sinking as it goes in.
Yeah.
Like your hands are just getting.
And I would say his reasoning for a lot. For one, he did not think it would be this hard to get to the body. But two, it's also a frustration because he missed, what Uther saw, and so he is like, I gotta get a answer.
Mhm.
I gotta find something on this body that justifies or proves me wrong from what my thought process. That kind of thing.
Within a few moments, you finally arrive to the body. Like you're freezing at this point in time. So you get 1 point of exhaustion, and Uther 1 point of exhaustion.
All right, so I get to the body. I just want to quickly inspect, going through the pockets, looking to see if there's any emblems, tattoos, anything.
Roll an investigation check.
God, I hope you find something after all this shit, man.
Join the club.
Check their eyes as they
Two.
Two.
Use
Four.
a luck
Alright,
point.
So you do have luck points.
Well, yeah, I'll use all 10. 14.
All 10. So you're going 14.
Wow.
Okay. Your hands are just hurting because they're so frozen, and you so erase your luck points, and so you start kind of opening up, and you notice that there's a satchel, like a scroll case satchel, inside his cloak.
All right, I'm gonna take it with me. I'm not gonna waste time looking at it there. Do I find anything else?
Coin purse. You see that his weapon, he has a long sword on him, but you don't notice anything out of the normal except inside on his vest you see the emblem of Winter Mist. But this confirms that he's legitimately from
I'm going to take my knife and cut the emblem off his jacket, and I'm just going to take that and the scroll casing. I didn't come with the...
roll a dexterity saving throw because you're exhausted, your hands are frozen. Did you get a 1?
Yeah.
A nat 1?
Yes.
Sweet.
Roll damage.
I cut my eye out somehow. Seriously, I rolled 1s, 2s, 3s, and
You
4s.
slice your hand as you're trying to. It spreads across only 1 hit point, but it's on your left hand. So if you use 2-weapon fighting, you will roll a disadvantage because
I can hold a shield though.
Yes, you can hold the shield. Yeah,
I don't care about 2 weapons.
So
Can I ask a quick question about the whole Winter Mist? Now, when you say of Winter Mist, is that like implying that he is an official, like a government official from the city, or just that he lives there?
based off of your world history from where you're at, Jasper, you would know that that's a royal emblem of some sort of position in the court. Now, whether that is royalty or a governor or even a tax collector, it's just somebody who works for the city government.
So he's some type of government official.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
Good. Yeah.
Is he fighting back?
No. I am truly my worst enemy.
Uther, what do you want to do?
I mean, I'm already here, so let me go take a look at the body.
All right, so you slowly crawl your way across, and you get where you're at over there, and you're just exhausted and frozen at this point in time. You see him holding his hand, and the blood is still coming out purple because it's so cold, right? And so like it's just, and it's not like flowing; it's like oozing out because it's just so cold. You guys are so cold at this point in time.
So I grab his wrist and I cast Cure Wounds.
Cool. So that also takes away your point of exhaustion.
I want to take the body and examine it to see if it is having a similar...
So you have to use what's called Circle of Mortality, but you would be unable to in the water that you're in currently.
Okay.
So,
Well, then I'll
While
just roll the-
all that's going, because we're still sitting at the bridge, she's looking at the weather, she's watching across it. I'm gonna run over to the pond and see. When I see the two of them, I guess I see them out there in the middle.
so you're gonna make your way over there.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Roll a dexterity check.
You're still 6.
6. All right, you kind of start stepping into the snow. You maybe move 10 feet. So, but it's snowing and falling down. You can kind of make out shapes of them leaning over what potentially could be that you're undetermined at this point in time. So,
Have I gone downhill enough so that I can yell at them? Or?
well, if you've only moved 10 feet, you kind of got to the trees.
Gotcha.
So, all right, Untana, roll a Constitution saving throw.
7.
7. All right. All of a sudden, you just like it's ringing in your ears. You just hear this ring in your back, and this beast is raising up the axe. As it starts to fall down, all of a sudden you see a sword stick through the skull of the beast. It drops its axe. It flops over in blood. It starts spraying over there. The sword pulls out, and you see an elf standing over the top of you. He removes his helmet, and it's stone, but way younger. And he looks at you and goes, "Princess Udina, get to the carriage! Now, go! Get your mother!"
I'm gonna obey him.
Okay, all right.
I'm going to the carriage.
All right, you start to run out and just see the hands still hanging out of the carriage, and smoke is really billowing out now.
I'm gonna look back at Stone.
All right, he's in the middle of he's like fighting off most of these beasts. He's not paying attention much to you.
I'm gonna call out to my mom.
All right, all right. So you start, Mom, what do you say?
Mom, is that you?
You see her kind of, the hand moves and the head lifts up in the smoke, and you hear, "Uthina,
Mommy, come out to me.
I can't move, but you have to run. It's here. You have to run.
Where is there to go?
What do you want to do? You want to? She says she's trapped. You see, so you're kind of in the circle around the carriage. You're in between Stone as he's fighting off these creatures and the carriage that's on blaze on fire, and you barely make out your mom's head, and you just see her hand kind of hanging out of the carriage.
She's gonna get scared and run away. Where is there to go?
So as you prevail, the landscape literally just surrounded by hundreds of beasts and soldiers. You notice that all the soldiers are all elves. They're all wearing the same type of armor that Stone is wearing.
She's gonna just run into the forest as much as she can and just hide herself.
All right, so roll a athletics check.
That's 120.
All right, so you make your way about 30 feet into the battle, barely ducking and dodging out of the way of blades and axes and just creatures of hideous nature. As you make your way out into the battle, all of a sudden you just feel the ground shudder under, like just shake and rumble. A few seconds later, what do you want to do?
Some direction.
The village is that way.
She would try to go towards
Okay.
the village.
All right, roll another athletics check. 4.
That's 1-5.
As you start to run, the ground just shudders and you stumble at your feet. You notice that the monsters that you were running towards, trying to get to the village, part way, and this thing lands. It's huge. It's massive, at least 20 feet tall, and its wings span out. But as you notice in horror, as the wings span out, the entire wingspan is all made of humanoid hands combined and bound together. This hideous creature has blood continuously flowing like a magical energy surrounding it. It points and looks at you. There you are, holding its sword directly at you, and it starts to charge. What do you want to do?
She's going to scream, "You're not real,"
Okay.
and just be screaming over and over, "You're not real, you're not real, you're not
Yeah.
real."
All right. It immediately starts to charge and takes a swing at you. I'm going to allow you to roll a dodge. You need 3 successful dodges to dodge out of the way.
So 10,
Okay.
10, 11, 17.
All right. The first swipe comes down and you dodge out of the way. This massive sword with like some sort of black smoke lands and hits the ground. You roll out of the way, but then the creature brings it up, and as soon as it brings it up, it slices across your cheek. You feel as it slices across your cheek, some energy goes absorbed into you. Then the creature brings it up again, and all of a sudden you just hear your mother's voice. "You shall not have her." And you look up and you see your mother dressed in this pearly white gown. She's standing holding as magic radiates from her hands. The sword swings down, splitting your mother in half. It looks at you and goes, "You belong to me." And then in that moment, everything goes black. And all you hear is, "I'm now yours forever." You are now possessed. Okay. All right. Back to you guys.
I examine the body. I want to see if it just had a similar passage to the others, how it changed.
So yeah, no, he's
He's normal.
He's
Goliath.
the normal, like, guy that you guys hated with disdain up above.
Looking at his face, set it down gently, carefully.
Well, that was worth it.
I hope it was. I found papers and proof that something's happening in Winter Mist. Would I recognize this deep or emblem or whatever as like a dignitary, or is it just like a
based off of based off of your family being part of the courts, that this person definitely operates inside the government of Winter Mist. Though you have never seen this person before, never met this person before. Again, with your limited political into the fray, your family being more of a brunt force kind of family versus, dealing with the courts and the trials. But you definitely know for sure that this is some sort of dignitary.
So, Uther, you have proof that there's something going on. Somehow Winter Mist is connected to these attacks. And this badge proves that. And I found papers on it. We could look at that later in front of the fire.
Keep it safe from the water, but we need to get somewhere sheltered soon.
Both of you roll Constitution saving throws.
13.
It was a 20.
It was halfer.
It was
It was a halfer.
20 again.
Nat 20? Nice. Okay. All right. So you
I grew up in this weather.
you get a dose of energy, but you're still exhausted, so you still have 1 point. You now have 1 point again of exhaustion. All right.
Quick, let's catch up with the others.
Agreed.
Before we go, I do, as we leave, I close the man's eyes and I
Okay.
sort of do just a quick symbol gesture over his body.
Okay. All right.
For this thing.
You grab some mud from the water and you just kind of sprinkle it over his face, but a quick breeze blows and just blows it off the top of his face into the water. All right, so you guys get to move 15 feet. Which way are you going?
Shortest route to the bridge.
All right. So once you get here, roll a dexterity. Dexterity check, and you can use your acrobatics or athletics as a modifier.
What's a nat 18?
I got 19. So we're
17.
All right, cool. So you make your way over. So 5, 10, 15. All right,
Found my
5, 10,
sequence.
15. Okay. All right, so you're still in the water. All right. Pale skin. What do you do?
What are
Have I sensed anything with Diana's body that's changed while I've been carrying it since the last action?
You felt like a quick, more sustained shudder, but nothing else.
I'm taking off running as fast as I can at this point. And
Across the bridge.
Across the bridge, down the path towards
Okay.
the shelter.
All right, so roll a athletics check as you're going across the bridge.
Oh my goodness.
Putting my body in the water hurts.
No! 9.
9. All right, you get about halfway and you slip. Roll a strength saving throw.
Oh, you're supposed to be a big strong guy.
12 plus 5 is 17.
You
And I'll go ahead and roll another d4.
okay? All right.
4, so 21
Okay.
to add to my saving throw.
All right, cool. So as you start to slip, and you can feel Unthana's body slipping with you, but immediately you recoil yourself and you just kind of land on the rope of the bridge, and you're still holding her.
Yeah.
You notice that like things of hers have fallen off into the riverbed below, but you sustained enough. You guys see him slip as he's making his way, and he just kind of catches himself a little bit. This takes you out of your gaze as this is happening. What are you doing?
just kind of like mumble under my breath, be like, "Are you kidding me?" And I'm gonna go and I'm gonna cross the bridge.
Okay. All right. So are you running? Are you walking? What are you doing?
I wouldn't say I'm running. I would say that I'm doing like a fast walk.
Like a fast walk?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you make your way halfway there, and you kind of see Paleskin leaning on the rope. So you're up to him now. You guys are halfway across the bridge. Yep. Jasper, what are you doing?
I look back, I can't see him. I look forward, I can't see anything. I'm worried about them. I gotta go get them. So let me, I guess, roll dex to get a little closer to him. 13.
Okay. All right, you move another 10 feet closer.
So that would
Yeah,
put you.
as you kind of make your way, you two just kind of bump into each other. You all of a sudden, out of the blizzardy white snow, you just bump right into Jasper. You, that's you.
That's you.
All right. So I'm gonna see that he's all wet. It's like, this is no time to take a swim. We gotta go.
I was just getting my sea legs. Varys is right behind me. Did we leave?
They're going to shelter. We have to go.
We have to go back up first.
Yes,
We have to get the bodies.
they've got the bodies.
They don't have the dead ones.
Oh dear God, the dead ones. And then we have to move. We have to hurry.
So you guys are gonna go get the bodies.
I want to get Amos's body in Eris's armor, where his head was at his
Okay.
dagger, and then also our would-be captain, not captain's body, if it's still there.
Okay. Okay.
The
All right.
greatest thing
Can I
we
hear
ever
them
done.
talking? Am I close enough to hear them talking?
Yeah.
Like you can hear noises, but it's
If he doesn't hear
Dad.
anything, we don't hear anything.
that's correct.
Okay.
You're across here.
Yeah, we're like on the bridge, so we need to
All right. So are you three, or you two are heading, you're gonna try to make it to
Do what?
the little village thing
Yes.
here. Okay. All right. So
We're heading towards where we
Kaida and Paleskin, 3 dexterity saving throws must pass at 2 to get to the village.
Come on, guys.
16.
2
Could you
18s
use any
by
more
using
time?
5 luck points.
Okay.
And a nat 1.
All right, you make it to the village. You make it over there. Okay. Kaida.
7, 15, 16.
All right, all right. So you start making your way around the bend, and as you're starting to come around to the bend into there, all of a sudden you hear your mother's voice, and it simply says,
Say this
Kinda.
square with it.
"You're in danger," and then it just carries off.
I'm gonna turn around.
Okay.
Mom, and I'm gonna
Back towards the bridge.
take off again.
Okay. All right. So you start making your way back towards the bridge. All right. Uther, Marius, and Jasper. Let's talk about game plan. What do you want to do? So you want to go back and get bodies.
Yes.
Are you going to go with him to get the bodies?
Well, I can't hear you guys talking, so I keep my mouth shut.
You can help or not. I've survived in this weather for 60-some years. I'll be alright.
Oh
Marius is right behind me somewhere.
man. I have no love for whatever that green skin thing was. And I can help you with Amos, but that's as far as this goes.
That is fair enough.
Let's try to get back to the path.
Yeah. So I want to just make my way back up the stone staircases. I assume that's the shortest path.
I'll move 30 towards the bridge.
Okay. Towards the bridge?
Yeah,
30
after
towards the
the-
bridge. Okay.
I get meet up with them.
Yeah, you see them, and you notice that, like, you overhear Uther saying, "We have to go get the bodies," and Jasper's like, "What?"
Luther, why do we need? Well, with Amos, and I remember, like, as I started talking, I remember we forgot about Amos.
I'll tell you that, and then I'm going to let you know that the rest of the group went across the bridge to the fire.
A
Okay,
brave
let's,
spirit needs rest, pitiful as it was.
well, let's grab Amos. Why would we want to grab the other body? That thing didn't seem of this world to be worth a burial.
It was alive, yes. I didn't investigate it, but once upon a time it was alive, right?
I guess that would be the respectful thing to do. Alright, if we must, I'll assist you.
The net that keeps the living from falling into death is thin.
Everybody is caught in the net, so we need to move.
I keep moving up.
Okay. So you make your 15 feet up.
Yeah.
Roll a Constitution saving throw.
Got me by an arm.
Yep.
Like, oh yeah, come on, myself.
Constitution can be 20.
20? Alright. You stay at 1 level of exhaustion. Jasper, roll Constitution saving throw.
11.
You now have 1 point of exhaustion.
Yahtzee.
Alright. Marius, what are you doing?
Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and move up 20 and gather together.
Dexterity saving throw. You're gonna be moving uphill with extra like 6 feet of snow.
So,
2. All right. So as soon as you start to make your way up, you can't. It is so thick with snow. You are struggling to get up 5 feet up that hillside.
Uther, I think we're gonna have to wait till the snow passes, but then we can come back first thing. I don't think the animals would grab the body in this weather. It ain't gonna be there. It ain't gonna disappear from here.
I'm gonna assist his persuasion with that and explain again that Uthina's in trouble. We need to take care of the living first.
All right.
13 persuasion.
13. What is your con?
My con scores a 12.
12. Okay. All right. So you beat his con, and he is not at 15 to do competitive. So he persuades you.
Can you mark the ground?
No, well, we know where it was.
Yeah.
We fought there. We stood there for 20. We know it's at the corner.
Yeah.
It's not going anywhere.
Uther,
My
it's
friend is
right on
dying.
the path.
Our friend is dying.
And
Move
you
your
just-
old bony ass.
Excuse me, he's stuck in his house.
Let's have all the pressures off me for a minute.
Pale skin, as you make your way around the bend, you see this fire and you feel the heat coming as you come around. All of a sudden, as you step into the area of this encampment, all of a sudden you hear, "Kilo, what are you doing here?"
I
You turn
recognize
around.
the voice.
You immediately recognize this is your brother, and you turn around and you see your brother and 3 of your cousins standing there. "What are you doing here?"
I'm so confused. No, I'm just, that's what he would say. We'd be so confused because Ravensburg isn't anywhere near his home. And so, I would be off guard just with everything that's going on. I wouldn't go in to the cabin. I would sit down in Vina, just kind of like keeping my eyes on everything going on.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna kind of, not so gracefully, not so gently lay her down kind of next to that fire,
Just kind of thump.
but keeping the fire and her between me and them.
Okay. All right. So you kind of just walk over. You just kind of stare at your brother, and he just kind of looks at you, and you walk over and you just kind of thump and turn around and look at him. And as soon as you hit the ground, you take a breath and you wake up.
Okay, I'm gonna call his name. I'm gonna try to stand up, and obviously I'm not gonna be able to do that. What are you doing?
All of a sudden, you just hear Ruthina say something to you as you're staring at your brother.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting ready to say something, like, and then you hear Ruthina, "What are you doing?"
When I look at her, do I perceive if she's fully recovered or if
She seems to be like herself.
I'm taking out one of my hand axes and cutting her loose while
She's like, I wouldn't even go there.
while not breaking eyes with my brother at all.
Right. He just, all of a sudden, you just see him, pale skin, bend over, flip you over onto your stomach, and he just starts cutting away at the rope, and you feel the rope snap from your hands, and he flips you back over, cuts your feet, rope, and it kind of snaps, and then you stand back up and you just stare. "What are you doing here?"
What are you doing here? This is nowhere near home.
"No. You know that father started trade routes. We're just here making coin. What are you doing here?"
Don't understand.
Do I see what?
Yeah, you're kind of
Is this? Do
You immediately see the family resemblance.
I'm gonna approach my brother and do some sort of greeting that is just unique to our tribe. And like that's what I'm gonna use as the test for him.
Roll for initiative.
That's what I'm gonna
Sorry, you
use
just
as
like disparaged my mom or whatever.
Oh, wow.
Pretty good job.
Wow.
that's what I'm gonna use as my test for him is our tribal greeting that's
Okay.
unique to us.
All right. He kind of like reaches out his hand, and you guys do. All of a sudden, you just see them doing this weird thing that ends in them embracing each other. And he steps back and goes,
Thumb wars.
I thought you were at Castle Guard. Why are you here?
We're investigating some weird shit, man.
Investigating? You're still an initiate. Why are you out here?
I just do what they tell me to do. I follow the leader. We have one captain who wanted to test us, and he's gone. And then we have our new captain, who is just a weakling. But
He points down and goes, who's the sharp tooth?
just another one. They wanted to save her. That's it. You know how it is, brother.
I'm gonna jump in and be like, while you two idiots sit here talking, I'm gonna look at his brother. I'm Unthina, and what we're doing here is none of your business.
Oh.
I like her. She got a little bit of attitude. Too bad I'm like 5 feet taller than she is. I pin her in the ground. But nevertheless, where's the rest of your troop?
I don't know. I ran ahead of him.
Sounds
Why don't
like
What do you mean you don't know where they're at?
he goes. Sounds
What the
like
hell's going
Kalo.
on?
Yeah.
One of these days you'll bring on a family.
Come on, brother. Let's go. How many are with you?
It's just me and Ruthgar and Equal.
Leave Equal behind. Me and you and Ruthgar. Let's go. Let's round everybody else up and bring them here to shelter.
Why am I getting?
Come on, brother.
Father's going to hear about this. I hope you know.
Oh, did some Draco mouthful in that.
He'll hear plenty more stories by the time I'm home.
Alright. So you two start to walk back into the woods. What are you doing?
Take 3 of us.
Are anybody gonna explain why you decided to bind me up and throw me on the floor here?
No, I'm just gonna ignore you and keep walking.
Right.
It's a half train.
Hello?
If you want to escalate further, you can, but I'm just not.
So you're leaving with the guy?
I'm leaving with my brother and cousin.
Okay.
You kind of seen Ecor kind of standing there. He's like the smaller one of the glass, and he just looks and goes,
They're all half
Half
giant.
"Half giants, yes." So he just waves at you, and
Where's the rest of it? I'm assuming they're walking away. Where's Jasper? Where's Uther?
Not
Where's
answering.
Kinda?
Just walking.
he just kind of looks. Ecor looks at you and goes,
Are you going with them?
"I'm not allowed.
To go or not?
And I'm not going to disable Kalo and Morda. They're both. Listen, last time I did a pivot test with Kalo, I ended up with pig's blood in my butt crack for over 2 weeks. So, not something that I prefer. Hungry, and he has like a roasted turkey leg in his hand.
Suddenly, not so much. I'm just gonna
All right,
go back to the fire.
you 3, what are you guys doing?
That's 3.
I turned around and just like, ah.
Yeah, I'm
Started
trying.
making my way back.
Yeah, we're heading toward the bridge now. We got to go in the right direction.
All right. Roll a Constitution saving throw.
That's what I'm
Sweet. You are no longer in exhaustion. You've got second wind of adrenaline. So you make your way down to the bridge. You move 30 feet.
Okay.
All right, Jasper, what are you doing?
Keep up.
You can tell he's mad. He's walking around.
That's fine.
He's pretty.
At this point, I'm kind of feeling like crap because I still I'm still
Here's the
a little bit
lantern
fight.
that isn't
Now
lit.
I'm feeling like that for the pop one of my potions.
All right. So no longer exhausted.
Nice.
Is it pale skin or face?
All right. And
I get that confused too.
Right now,
Look, I wrote
you're
it down
not
right
face
here,
now.
and I put squigglies underneath it, so I know.
I'm liking pale face more and more.
You,
we're
you
going
have
toward
the
the bridge.
ability to give me
All right,
anything
move 30
if
feet.
you want.
Oh, is that how it works?
Jasper,
I mean, you can try whatever you want to try.
Marius, what are you doing?
I got
Sit
another
down here.
exhaustion, right?
Yes. You
Okay.
got one.
I'm going to take what? I'm going to take another potion
Okay.
and check on through.
Okay. All right. All right. So you also get exhausted and you make your way. You guys are now down all at the front of the bridge.
All right.
As you're sat at the front of the bridge, all of a sudden, just peace and calm sets in the weather, and the snow starts to clear. It's still dark and gloomy, but it's no longer snowing. The temperature decreases a little bit. You can feel a heavier chill on the air. As you are looking across the bridge, all of a sudden you see Kaida kind of walking down the path, and she's just looking around aimlessly, staring at you guys. What are you gonna do?
I want to get across the bridge and start yelling for Kyla.
Okay, all right. So you go across, move 30 feet.
I'm calling out to Kyla as we go to try to get her attention to find out where Paleface and Uthine went to.
All right. So all of a sudden, yeah. All of a sudden, you hear your wonder is snapped by the sound of Jasper. Kaida? And you stop, and your vision focuses, and you see him kind of walking up in the path.
Just kind of, I got snapped out of it. And, I'm going to walk right in front of him. And I'm going to tell him to get out of my way.
Okay. She kind of walks up, and she looks determined, and she just pushes you aside. And now you're standing at the bridge. You guys see him push Jasper to the side. Uther and Marius, you guys just kind of see her, and she just looks
Y'all
like
are
she's
not in
focused
the
on
right
something.
conditions for this behavior.
Uthine, roll a Constitution saving
I'm
throw.
trying to go the right
I'm the
direction.
only one.
19.
Yes!
Now you're rolling good.
Not today!
19 plus 2.
Nice. Okay. All right. So, Marius and Uther, what are you doing?
We see Kaida kind of just shove past, or I mean, I guess I see it, and shove past. So I see her kind of walking like, I look over at Uther, like, you're not aware of anybody else being possessed or anything, are you?
Not yet.
All right, let's go check on Kaida and see what's going on. 'Cause we can I can obviously notice,
I'm not going to get it away.
So I'm gonna go ahead and walk up to Kaida and kind of just put my hand on her shoulder. What is happening?
All right. He's standing in front of you, in front of the bridge. Like, so you're at the bridge. Marius walks up, and he just kind of, you okay?
I take my hand and I push his hand off of me, off
Okay.
of my shoulder,
Okay.
and I'm just be like, no one is getting in my way.
Well, very well. And then I'll start walking past her, but kind of looking over my shoulders, kind of keep an eye on her at the same time.
Okay. All right. Uther, what do you know?
I just nod at her as I pass.
All right.
Well,
All right.
lesson.
So, Pale Skin, you come around the corner, you kind of see kind of shoving her way past the group. They're all kind of staring back at you like, yo, bro, what'd you do? So,
I'm just shouting to him, let's go, come on.
We're
Because
coming.
all right, what are you guys doing? What are you doing? You're gonna keep going? All right. Okay.
I'm not.
You cross the bridge. Okay.
If she wants to be a hero, let her be a hero.
I keep moving forward. I'm
All
going
right.
to
So
the-
you
Yeah.
move up towards
Following
Pale Skin.
orders.
You walk up to Pale Skin and you see another one, a little bit thicker than pale skin, but definitely bearing a family resemblance, standing with pale skin.
I'm gonna ask about Athena. Where is she?
She's back at the camp. There's a lot to explain.
Roll Constitution saving throw, Athena.
14.
Okay.
I just look at the half giant and I would just say, Uther.
And he looks over at you and, who's the old man?
Uther.
He's cool. Just another one.
Underwear?
Close enough. I walk past him.
Who names her kid Underwear? Alright. Marius, what are you doing?
I noticed the giants and pale skin, and I just kind of just walk right past and be like, let's make it to camp and settle in for the night. And I just kind of acknowledge the other giants and just kind of like nod my head, and I just keep walking.
It's the one who thinks he's in charge.
He's too small to be in charge.
And also to mention, I have blood just on my face, on my hands. I'm just,
You're a bloody mess of your own making.
yeah.
All the cuts are here, but the blood is still just on.
It's very clear
Alright.
that those happened after our fight. So,
They don't know who your family is?
no one cares to ask.
Very interesting. Even with your ring?
And I look at my ring, and what do I know about my ring?
As your family's crest on it.
Okay. Yeah, even with my ring. Yeah.
Interesting.
You care about half giants.
We'll make them care. Alright, let's get back before Ecor touches the sharp tooth.
Or we just gonna let and I'm just gonna look back how far across the bridge?
You see her about
He's
halfway
hitting.
across the bridge now. You see her about halfway across the bridge.
Okay. You try to scream at Kaida. It's like, Kaida, let's go, let's get to Athena.
If she wants to be a hero, let her be a hero. I've saved enough people today.
That's the direction I
So you yell that to Kaida?
Yeah, I tell her
Alright,
to
do you
get
hear
back
it?
to-
Do I hear it?
I mean, you do hear it, but do you respond to it? I'm sorry.
What did you say? Sorry.
Hmm?
What did you say?
I said we need to get back to Athena. Come on.
I'm gonna stop and turn around. And I need to find her. Nothing's going to stop me from finding her.
Yeah, that's who we're going to find.
She's
Athena.
at the camp.
She's at the camp.
I'm not looking for Athena.
Well, who else are you looking for? We haven't seen anyone else here.
I heard her.
Who?
So I'm going to find her.
Who? I feel like a damn owl. Who are you going to find? There's no one else here.
I heard her.
Heard who? We just came from over there. There's no one there but dead bodies.
I saw her. She was there.
So while we're talking, let me say that I've been kind of walking toward her so that we're not screaming at each other. So I get a little closer. Who did you see? Who was there? We didn't see anyone else over there. Just and Marius and Uther trying to go swimming.
Kind of. I break eye contact with them. I look down, and I turn to where I first saw her.
Mm-hmm. Roll perception check.
I want to look wherever she's looking.
All right. Roll perception check.
5.
5.
5.
All right.
14.
14. All right. As you look over, you just see a gust of wind and snow kind of blow. You see a gust of wind, and almost for a brief moment, the snow that picks up, it almost looked like it formed around something there and just dissipated like in a millisecond. Like picked up and like the wind almost hit something that wasn't there, and they just kind of. But like your mind, you're not sure. Like you're like, did I just see that or what? You start rubbing your eyes because you're.
It's been a long day. And I'm just gonna. Sometimes like, there's nothing out there. There's nothing there. It's the wind. It's the snow. And yeah, let me try it once again. It's like we have to go get Uthina. She's alone. And let me try to persuade her to go with me.
Cast out.
Yeah, exactly. Persuade her to go with me. 20.
20. All right. What's your constitution?
14.
14 ability score. Okay. All right. So he does persuade you.
And it's almost dark.
Like
It's
you.
getting to that point.
It is starting to get hazy.
It's getting dark. It's getting cold. We're gonna freeze to death.
As
We're gonna have to come back tomorrow to get Amos's body. I'll walk over there with you and we'll look together. But right now we have to go. Uthina could be in trouble.
with my strong drive and strong desire to find her, I know also, logically, if I keep going, I'll probably die.
You're gonna be a popsicle.
I'll probably die.
Okay.
So, you lucky bastard. Reluctantly, very reluctantly, I will follow Jasper.
Okay. All right. You turn for a brief second, and almost as if the wind carried a single word, run, is all you hear. But you turn, you see Jasper just a few feet away from you, just kind of holding out his hand, like gesturing you back. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna run.
The other way?
Toward Jasper, away from Jasper.
Away.
As she turns and looks at you, she pauses for a moment and just shakes her head at you and just turns and starts running across the bridge.
Oh.
Star Wars scroll back and you guys are making your way and you're not quite back, you're almost to the entrance. You're like right where the road tees and you're coming back and you see Mordor go, Igor cooking more food? And you just smell like flesh cooking.
Smells like it.
He does make a pretty mean victual. Hope everybody's hungry. Alright. What are you guys gonna do? You're
I'm
all
just
standing there.
enjoying hanging out with my brother. Like, everything is normal.
If he's cooking Uthina burgers, I'm gonna be ripped.
We'd be more than happy to sit by your fire.
Alright.
Should you welcome us?
Alright. Marius, what are you doing?
I walk in towards the fire and I kind of like stick my arm around.
So you're gonna go into the camp?
Yeah.
Alright.
Oh, yeah.
Into the camp, Uther? Alright, Jasper, you're back with Okada. So you three start making your way. And as you walk up, the smoke is dense, like thick. You guys barely make out a shadow of something bent down. And you can hear the sound of. You see something large and massive sitting on top of the fire burning. And you just hear with this thing bent over.
Do we recognize the thing at all?
It's the smoke is so thick, like you just see the shadow.
And we can hear the chittering and the smackering.
Lips.
I'll call out to it.
What are you gonna say?
Hey.
Hey. All of a sudden, you just, it sits up and
It
turns around, and you literally see, stands up, and Uthina turns holding Ecor's head. And you can see that she's been gnawing on its neck. And like her eyes are just pitch black with the silhouettes going back just like you saw in the men that were up on the battlefield. She looks at you, just drops the head, and then her eyes just go back to normal. She stares at you and she goes, "What?"